Ready for the video?
I am so ready.
Let's get it. Present practice. What is vibing? This is Vish and
Heaven.
And today we'll be responding to Sadhguru's video on
Sadhguru on hippie culture in the 1960s generation.
Today I'm here with Heaven. Want to introduce yourself?
Hi guys, what's going on? It's your favorite elf ear gypsy, Heaven.
Want to tell us where you're from?
Yeah, so I'm from northern Michigan, but I have been traveling almost my entire life. And yeah, I just, here, there is everywhere, right? This whole earth is our home. The universe was made to be seen by our eyes.
That's it. That's a beautiful way to answer where you're from. We just watched the Sadhguru video together before. What do you think so far?
He's incredible. Like, it's just, I don't know, I'm mind blown by this gentleman. He really puts things into perspective for you, and the things that you think or feel, he just puts them in layman's terms, basically, so that you can understand, and universal, basically.
It's easy to connect to. With that, Sadhguru's a yogi, mystic, and visionary.
Let's get into the video.
You are God, they don't care a damn. Right now they are… If you could be drunk, totally intoxicated and fully aware, it would be a fabulous thing. Your search may be great, but unless you do the right things will not happen to you. So, this 60s business, the beauty about this is a whole generation, at least a part of the generation, realized the existing society here, whatever they're talking about, they knew nothing. Stupid people talking all kinds of nonsense with great confidence. Not just about the world, about the other world and the heaven and the hierarchy in the heaven, everything they're talking, but they don't know a damn thing. Whatever hierarchy that you create right from your childhood in somebody's mind, this is the beauty of intoxicants. When they get intoxicated, they don't care a damn, you're a father, you're a priest, you're something, you are God, they don't care a damn. Right now they are high. That is the beautiful part of it, that hierarchy falls down. But the problem is your awareness also falls down. That's the ugly part of it. If you could be drunk, totally intoxicated and fully aware, it would be a fabulous thing. That's why we chose yoga. Because you can be totally drunk, look into my eyes and see, I'm stoned all the time. But aware enough for this world and the next. So, this was the beauty of the 60s, and the ugliness of 60s is unaware, they became like animals over a period of time. They thought with this seeking, they'll go beyond where all this conservative nonsense is going on, where you have to put a noose around your neck even to sit or stand. If you have to eat like this, you have to stand like that. It was becoming so horribly restrictive. They wanted to break away from everything, and that search looked beautiful.
That's a very interesting video. I've actually never seen this kind of one before. What do you think so far?
I think he's hitting the nail right on the head. I am now part of a spiritual group in Austin that isn't anything like the 60s generation, but I grew up with hippies from that generation, so it is very, people just want to escape, and like we talked about in the other interview, it's just they're band-aiding it, and it's like if you can say anything with confidence, people will follow. You could be completely wrong, but I mean, that's why we had Hitler and all these great people that spoke with confidence, and they might have been spewing venom or even just stuff they didn't understand, but it's the way they say it, people will follow, because people don't like to think. They don't want to go through the tough stuff, and band-aiding it is a good way to get by.
That's it. I think
that's why they get high.
There we go. I think you nailed some really cool things right there, and we'd love to hear what you think so far of the video, or even just the hippie culture, and then maybe if your views have changed after you watch the video. Don't forget to comment down below. And let's continue.
But they lost their awareness and they floundered, they didn't know which way to look. Wherever they looked, they were only deceived. Or they got deceived because they were unaware, whichever way. It didn't work. But still there is a certain beauty to it, at least somebody searched. Yes, you failed, that's not the point. At least you searched, it's a good thing. So, they were like children not knowing anything, but they had a longing. They had a longing to seek something which is not in their grasp. When somebody is wanting to know, when somebody is seeking, genuinely seeking, there is a certain beauty to that atmosphere, because at least people are admitting, we don't know a damn thing, which is nice. Whenever a human being does not know, he becomes gentle and wonderful. Have you seen this? So you're driving like this, you're Hummer. Oh, not like this. You're on left-hand drive, okay, like this. Suddenly you don't know where you're going, you're lost. Then, when you get down and ask somebody you don't know which way to go, suddenly you're a nice guy. Because when you don't know, when you realize I do not know, you are a gentle creature. Please see this. When you think you know, you can be unnecessarily nasty, isn't it? Yes? So that's the good thing about the 60s, but the outcome was definitely not good. Because your intentions may be great, your search may be great, but unless you do the right things will not happen to you. I think we've been saying this from day one. Unless you do the right things will not happen to you.
So Heaven, what did you think of this video?
I am really glad that we did it. It assimilates to a lot of the culture I grew up around with the generation of hippies, and I felt like that was where I belonged just because I don't know, and there's so much we don't know, but learning to take that Band-Aid off in a safe and healthy environment and be able to sit with your feelings and grow, that's really what spirituality is about. And that's why I'm so grateful for the community I found here in Austin, because we do things, we do yoga, we do ecstatic dance, we have party barges, and it's all
What's
sober
ecstatic
events.
dance? Want to tell us about that?
Ecstatic dance is like rave basically, but it's just movement. Movement, play, dance, lay
Is
there.
this a sober type?
It is sober. It is a sober event
Okay.
that Inside Out, which is the community I'm a part of, they host every weekend. So, and it's beautiful. I first went and I had never been able to go and dance and move like that sober, because you're always just thinking, what is everyone around me doing? But you just see the freedom of being able to express yourself 100% fully. It is so beautiful.
Sweet. It's really cool. I mean, going off of that, essentially, how he was, talking about the 60s and how they were seeking, which is great. But, it did seem like they were resorting to, I guess, chemicals, and then, maybe certain drugs, which led down a relatively unconscious path. I don't really know too much about the outcome that he was talking about. Do you know much about that?
I'm not entirely sure. I just think he's more talking about, the drug use, and people use these to cover up, but that also makes you vulnerable and your mind can be easily manipulated. And that's, why we have, I feel like some of hippie cults and stuff started back then, because people were so lost, they were looking for, anybody to lead. And because of these substances, they were vulnerable, and anybody with confidence can take advantage of that, whether they're right or wrong.
Wow, that was spot on. I mean, you mentioned a point earlier with leaders like Hitler, who were, great in the sense that they were leading a lot of people, but they were at the same time giving venom or poison to the masses, and they were easily able to control them. And so being lost, I think, is a great thing, but I guess it's important, like you just mentioned again, when you're lost, you're probably really vulnerable. but at the same time, you don't want to just blindly jump into a group or even a leader or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
Having some time for self-exploration, self-realization might be great. What do you think about that?
I think it's absolutely, everybody needs to do it. You have to sit with yourself, and that's something I'm learning to do, is to actually feel. You know, I'm very good at just like going, and I walk with confidence, but I don't know where I'm going half the time. And I think that's really it, to just sit and say, is this what I want? Is this healthy? And is this right? And, you know, that could take an hour, it could take years, it could really, it's just be open to that, be open to always learning. And that's the thing, is we don't know and we'll never know everything. And as long as we keep that in our mind, you know, we have so much we can learn.
Wow, another cue right there. Spot on with that. You mentioned the I don't know. So Sadhguru talks about that. It's a very simple yet powerful thing to have and to use as a tool. The moment you say I don't know, it really opens up the possibilities for what the truth is.
Yeah.
What he basically says is, for instance, with the question of like, do you believe in God or do you not believe in God? Whether you believe in God or you don't believe in God, people that believe in God don't have complete proof that he exists. And people that don't believe in God don't have complete proof that he doesn't exist.
Nope.
And so picking a side without just saying I don't know is what leads down a bunch of preemptive conclusions about life. And so it's really spot on. Again, just saying I don't know, it'll naturally make you humble, and then also naturally make you receptive.
You're immediately taking down that wall, being vulnerable, saying, you know, I'm not in control, and that's okay.
Exactly.
And, you know, we just have to learn to, it's okay to not be okay. It's okay to not know.
Yes, that's very powerful. And I'm curious, so this was like the second video we watched together. How has your view changed or maybe strengthened with regards to the guru himself?
I definitely think it's strengthened. I felt like I believe a lot of the things similarly to what he is saying, but I didn't really have a way to put them into words or form them. And he just does it so well. He articulates everything that I'm thinking before I even realizing I'm thinking it. He's saying it, and I'm like, oh yeah, I would have said that too. He's incredible.
Sweet.
New fan.
There we go. Well, I appreciate you sharing that. I appreciate you for being here.
Yeah, it was my absolute pleasure.
And don't forget to check out Heaven. What was your social media? Want to shout that out?
Yeah, you can check me out on Instagram. I am Heaven Elizabeth or Ordered Chaos Photography. And those are both on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, both of those things will be down below. Don't forget to check her out. And if you have any other video requests or maybe collabs you want me to do, don't also forget to comment that down below. And with that, I appreciate you again watching and just taking this time being present with us. Make a great day, take this joyfully, and stay conscious. Awesome job. You did great.
Thank you.
And
That
that's a
was
wrap.
so much fun.
I appreciate you so much for coming out.